Here's a 1956 educational film about ruffian gang violence.
I'm telling you, the vice principal had a list that long. Flunking, lying, fighting, wrecking school You can wait until I've finished. Now, the next time the vice principal calls about that one, you'll have to go. After all, he's your son, not mine. The least you can do is
Pop,
to show...
can I speak to you alone for a moment?
Don't interrupt. You're in enough trouble as it is. It's your mother's fault he's no good. Letting him run wild, never caring what he was doing while he was living with her.
Wow. She's kinda intense.
You did a pretty good job raising me.
So it's my fault. Well, our son turned out all right. How do you explain that?
So much drama. Watch out, folks. He's got a switchblade. Oh, he stabbed it in the door. It's intense. The drama.
It's hard to grow up. If a teenager has extra problems, emotional or social, it's even harder. Kids like this, not wanted by any other group, or anyone else much.
I like that we're supposed to be like, these dang ruffians, these dang ne'er-do-wells hanging out at the sandwich shop doing push-ups in the parking lot. Not in my neighborhood!
Kids like this, not wanted by any other group, or anyone else much, tend to hang out together. Kids like Joe Martin. He's hardly ever seen his mother sober. Or Fred Hammer. His father's in prison. Mike Kelly. He has to show off all the time, try to get attention. His parents are dead. He lives with his older sister.
His parents are dead! If you have dead parents, you're gonna be a delinquent. You're gonna be like James Dean. You're gonna roll up the sleeves on your t-shirt. You're gonna put a pack of smokes in there.
To her, he's just another mouth to feed in her large family. Harry Jackson gets too much spending money from his people. Money, never any of their time.
He gets too big of an allowance. That's his greaser backstory. Is he gets too much money and not enough love.
And Jerry Phillips, rejected by his stepmother, let down by his father. He's the loneliest of the lot.
They have a social disease, as they would say in West Side Story.
Now cut it out, you kid. Cut it out!
Rowdy kids. Troubled kids headed for trouble. Still a couple of years from real crime. But with destruction and violence their only outlet, they're on their way to it. Unless their outlook can be changed.
Stay golden, pony boy.
In our city, many men and women are dedicated to...
I do like that they are delinquents, but they basically just posture. The worst thing we've seen them do so far is almost get into a fight that they didn't end up getting into. And they're just kind of hanging out at a restaurant. Like, what are they supposed to do?
Changing that outlook.
The internet won't be invented until they're, like, really, really old. What are they gonna do all day? Pornhub won't exist for decades. They gotta hang out and do push-ups at the hot dog stand.
Some give their time and their money to support the work of many organizations and their skilled professional workers. Like Bud Williams, group work specialist with years of intensive training and experience. The schools give him names of potentially delinquent boys. His job is to help these youngsters satisfy their teenage need to belong, to get rid of some of their resentment against the world and find their place in it. Well, what do you do first? You get acquainted with them. That's no cinch. Often it takes a lot of time.
Sponsored by Coca-Cola.
A lot of stops at their hangout.
Remember, when you want to loiter by the hot dog stand, drink Coca-Cola.
These kids haven't had much reason to trust grown-ups. Maybe after weeks of trying, you finally make some progress. The kids show that they notice you. And they've got their own ways to let you know that.
Oh, gee, I'm sorry, mister. I really am.
Skip it. I've been around.
Hey, guys, he's been around. A newsreel. Tell us about it, newsreel.
Yeah, the eyes and ears of the world. Where you been?
Just around, with fellas like you. With the badge, huh? No, I sponsor a couple of clubs over at the Neighborhood Youth Service. Oh, big deal. Name's Bud Williams. You ever belong to a club?
Yeah. They kicked me out. So what?
Well, if you had a club of your own, no one could kick you out. That old wreck over there can take you places. Swimming, the fights, ball games, hikes. And there's a clubhouse. Pool tables, records, ping pong. Got change for a 20, mister? Oh, me?
Boy, look at all that moolah.
Give me that.
Come on, let's have a beer.
What was $20 in 1956? $191. That kid basically said you gotta change for a 200, mister.
Give me that tonight.
Ready before I knock your block off.
Give me that 20. Beer tonight. I was getting drunk.
Hey,
Why don't you kids give that club idea a whirl? I still say he's a juvie.
Nah, he ain't no cop.
Say, I heard about those clubs. Some guy told me they have a pretty good time at them sometimes.
Shut up. Come on, I'm dying of thirst.
Again, I'm so confused. We're a quarter of the way into this video, and so far the children have done nothing illegal or even bad, really. They're just hanging out after school at a restaurant. Like, what are they doing that's, like, bad?
You discuss and evaluate the group with your supervisor. You take advantage of the experience of other group workers. You don't want to fail these kids. You've got to prove that you're one grown-up they can trust. That you mean it when you say to them, I like you, though I don't always like what you do. Get them to believe that, and maybe some of the anger will go out of them. The dangerous, seething hostility.
Hi, fellas. Candy bar, Joe. Boy, something sure stinks around here.
sure does stink. Must be that skunk again.
You guys like baseball? I've got tickets for Friday night.
Come on, man, let's jump over to Gordon Street and start a fight.
Are they teaching these children to take strange adults up on their offer to take them to a baseball game? Because that seems like bad advice to give children.
It's too out to fight. I can pick you up after school. We can have hot dogs and stuff in the game.
Somebody fade me, I'm shooting a buck.
They got a dime on it.
I got a quarter here.
There's 2 bids open.
Ooh, are they gonna gamble? Oh no. They're gambling their own money. The horror.
I'll be around again.
Nowadays, kids just blow their money on loot boxes or Fortnite skins.
Hey, you, Mike. Where's the dough for them potato chips?
Get lost, slob. I paid for him an hour ago.
I saw him.
You already paid for him. Saving all the time. Shooting crap. Chasing away all my good customers. All right, I'm gonna call the police. Go ahead, go. What'd I do?
We can work this out some
I'm
way.
sick and tired of this.
If you get these kids on the books, they'll have a record for life.
All I want is a dime for them potato chips.
That's easy. Okay, Joe? Okay. I'll be seeing you, fellas.
Eventually, your patience pays off. They go with you to a playground. But they don't dare play baseball or anything else according to the rules. They have to clown around to cover up their fear of failure.
How dare these children just have fun messing around with their friends? If you come to the park, you play baseball by the rules, or you get out of here, okay? Was this really people's biggest social concern in 1956? These dang kids hanging out at restaurants with their friends, being paying customers, going to the park and just messing around and not playing structured games with rules. The entire social fabric is about to fall apart.
Think fast. You could make a girl's team with a skirt, could I suppose you think you're so good. If you don't like... Oh, you punk.
This fight is the first negative thing I think they've actually shown them do. Oh, there we go. It just got real. It just got real. That escalated so quickly.
All right, ditch the knife, Jerry.
Try and take it.
What for? You'd only have a bigger one tomorrow.
You're chicken.
Yeah?
Cool it, man, cool it.
I still say you're chicken.
Look, the only way I want that knife is when you find out you don't need it.
You have to be careful how...
This, I haven't seen this. I have not seen this. I'm guessing this will end with them all giving him their switchblades to show we are no longer juvenile delinquents. We are upstanding citizens.
you handle this. You have to be honest and admit the kids did get out of line. But you try to work it so they can leave without losing face. The guys have been kicked out of playgrounds before, but they've never had an adult leave with them.
That's a cool
You
car.
prove something. You're on their side. You're
Did he just
beginning to
walk
measure
over and into someone's car?
up in their eyes.
Man, we never even got to first base. Well, I guess we'll have to use the clubhouse for our next meeting.
What meeting?
The regular Friday meeting. Well, if you guys got a better idea.
Get this straight. I get in the front seat. Get out of there!
They do keep that date the following Friday, and they give the clubhouse the once-over. At first, they're plenty wary, looking for a joker in the setup. If they like anything here, they'll never admit it. You know they might take a powder any second. And you wait, not pushing. And you know there's one thing here they might go for. You've started a club.
Taking a powder. Good question. What is taking a powder? The phrase take a powder means to scram, vanish. It's from the 20s. It was a common phrase as a doctor's instruction, so perhaps from the notion of taking a laxative or medicine or sleeping powder, with the result that one has to leave in a hurry, or on another guess from a magician's magical powder. Okay. So, you know, they're gonna vamoose. They're gonna get out of here.
In the months that follow, you get to know the boys pretty well. In many staff conferences, you work on their problems, and you're beginning to understand them better. In time, they give their club a name, a plenty sharp one, too. Giving it a name is a big step forward. Now they've accepted it, they're proud of it. They belong.
All they've done, though, I'm so confused what the issue was initially. Because all they've done, let's call them a gang, even though really it just seems like they're a group of friends. But fine, this is portraying them as a gang, so they're a gang. All you've done is provide a clubhouse for them to be a gang inside with ping pong and records to listen to. Nothing has changed about who they are. They're just doing things inside now. I'm so confused.
But that doesn't mean that everything is sweetness and light.
All this is teaching me is, if it's 1956, you should start a gang so someone will come and give you a clubhouse to hang out with your friends at.
What do you think you're doing? Hey, still my turn. I'm not taking the rap because you shoved my cue. You hit the cue ball, didn't you? You want to make something of it? All right, go ahead. Why don't you watch where you're going?
Hey, cut it out.
Drop dead. You gonna let Harry push you around like that?
Oh, shut up.
Oh, you're chicken.
Like, see, they're still getting into a fight. Nothing has changed. They're just doing it inside now.
Just like your old man.
Who says he's chicken?
I do. I got it straight from my sis.
Your sis. What does she know about it?
She and your old lady's always jawing it up, ain't they?
What does that prove?
It proves that my sis is right. That your old man is chicken.
That's a lie.
Oh, yeah?
Hit him, Mike. Come on.
All right, take it easy.
Oh, what a fight. Hit him again, Mike. Come on. Knock him down again. Come on. Hit him.
All right, easy, Jerry. Relax. If we carve each other up, pretty soon there won't be any more Regals left.
Who cares?
I swear you're getting to be more of a hoodlum every day. Just look at that shirt. Do you know how much money a shirt costs these days? This son of yours has been fighting again. Look at this shirt.
Can I tell you about it, Pop?
Look, he's proud of it.
Please, Pop.
Not now, Jerry. I'm tired. I had a
Mike
bad
Kelly
day.
said you didn't have the guts to stand up for yourself, so I took a poke at him. That was all right, wasn't
Poor
it?
Mike. You fought a boy who doesn't even have a father.
He didn't have any right to say that about you, did he, Pop?
Go to your room and get a decent shirt. This minute.
You can't get into fights with people without a parent for some reason. They're exempt.
Did he, Pop? Did he?
Better put on a decent shirt, Jerry.
When will Jerry learn?
No father, no matter how much he wants peace in his family, can rest easily after getting a look like that from his son. He needs help. You listen. Your questions guide him. Having someone to talk to helps him to see his problem more clearly, to realize he must face up to it. Attendance at meetings has been pretty regular, and you've had the boys out in the station wagon on hikes and to the movies. But underneath it all, there's something more important. The kids are beginning to learn the feeling of friendship and trust toward each other and toward you, an adult. Sometimes the boys are able to talk out their anger and frustration instead of wrecking everything in sight. They take you into their plans that you're glad to listen to and go along with. They've finally gotten around to thinking of electing officers, such a customary procedure for a club. And that's what makes it important. It's customary.
Okay, I can deal with you being a gang, but you need to be a gang with a structure that conforms to what we've done previously, okay? You can be hoodlums, but you need to be hoodlums for the status quo.
Pop? Pop?
Funny about the two.
They want me to run for Sergeant at Arms down at the Regals.
Good for you.
I've been thinking about that club of his.
I'll be late down at the plant.
And you think about it, too. He shouldn't be allowed to associate with that bunch of...
Not allowed? But you don't even know any of the guys.
See how he talks back to me? Those Regals were supposed to do him so much good, but it's perfectly obvious to me
We'll
that
have
they
to talk it over tonight.
Tonight? But, Pop, the election's today.
You heard what your father said? You stay away from that club until we make up our minds.
This dang kid with his cuffed jeans and cuffed
Always
shirt
the knife.
and a knife.
A poor substitute for understanding, for strength, for love.
All in favor of Mike Kelly for treasurer. Come on, you guys, that's me. Come on, Red, raise your hand. All in favor of Harry Jackson for treasurer. Hey, come on, man, that's me. Yeah, that takes care of it. You're in, kid. Well, that's a lousy frame-up.
Hang with it, Mike.
You hang with it. Where you been, punk?
Just goofing off.
Yeah? Well, you almost missed voting for yourself, stupid. All right. All those in favor of Jerry Phillips for Sergeant at Arms. 1, 2, 3, 4, you're it. Hey, wait just a darn minute. His old lady's gonna yank him out of the club. She told my sis. She's also gonna send him away to live with his grandma.
That's a lie.
Oh, yeah? I suppose your old man's gonna stop her.
He will. I know it.
That's a laugh.
Stab him,
All the Jerry-
stab him,
Don't
stab,
mess
stab,
up.
stab. These kids try and murder each other so constantly. Were kids trying to murder each other like every other day in the 50s or what?
Hold it, son.
Just keep out of this.
Take it easy, son. Are you all right, son?
Wow, he was really gonna let me have it.
This is serious, fellas.
Yeah, let's do something.
Let's go find him.
If I had a friend who, like, tried to stab me, I don't think I'd be friends with them anymore after the attempted stabbing, right? Like if Jake, like, one day was like, had a knife and he was coming at me with it, and the only thing that stopped him was a straight-laced, buzz-cut old man from the 50s holding him back, I'd be like, I don't think I'm gonna hang out with Jake anymore. I wouldn't be like, oh, you know, weekly stabbing attempt. Better luck next week.
Let's go.
Not the not the divan.
Stop it! Jerry!
If we've learned anything, it's that couches are the real victims of crime.
Son, where did you get that?
That's Jerry's equalizer, Mr. Phillips.
Did multiple people make the not the divan joke all at the same time, or were you repeating me? Because that's amazing if we all said that at exactly the same time.
Oh, Jerry.
I'm not putting up with any of these goings-on another minute. That son of yours has got to go.
Not so fast, Mabel. First, I want to hear what brought this on.
She's sending me back to Grandma's.
You just bet I am.
Jerry's not going to be sent anyplace. He's staying right here.
We better go, fellas.
Yeah. So long, Jerry. Yeah, see you at the clubhouse, Jerry.
Well, I like that. Standing up for that hoodlum son of yours after what he's done.
Mabel, don't you realize? It's not so much Jerry's fault.
Now you're blaming me?
Please. I'm blaming myself just as much. But from now on, Jerry, everybody in my family gets heard. Where are you going?
What can he say? How can he put it into words? That day on the playground, what was it Bud told him? The only way I want that knife is when you find out you don't need it. Jerry and his family weren't the only ones helped that day. All the boys had been affected. And you knew that there was hope in the future.
That was great. That was a good one.